KPH30i. So this is a pretty cool headphone that I picked up on Mass Drop the last time they did a drop, but I've seen that it's back. I think it's, as of recording this, it's up for another 3 or 4 days. And so I thought I would just do a quick review, just to kind of go over what this headphone is all about, because it's a pretty cool headphone. You'll definitely notice that this is built to a price, but that's kind of to be expected when it's retailing for $20 on Mass Drop. That said, I think they did a really great job with the design. You can really tell that they put a lot of thought into it to kind of avoid unnecessary costs. So like a great example of that would be the headband. Instead of putting kind of foam with fabric coverings or anything like that, it's just one piece and it's actually pretty comfortable. The same kind of continues down here. You know, there's no complicated mechanisms, but the mechanisms that they do have, they work pretty well. Especially these guys. I really like this. It kind of avoids a whole bunch of pieces and allows the headphone to kind of rotate in any direction to make sure that it sits comfortably on your head. Unfortunately, despite their cool ear-shaped shape, these headphones are, these pads are glued on, which is really too bad. I'm not really sure how that's going to work with Koss's lifetime limited warranty, but we'll have to see about that. Moving down a bit, you got these cables. The cables are a bit thin and they're not detachable. I think that the fact that they're not detachable is okay in this case because it's a really light headphone. And I mean, at this price, I'm not expecting detachable cables. Next up, this little clicky guy works pretty well. Moving down a bit, is one of my favorite features is this guy. I really like the fact that it's small diameter, so when you go to plug it into your phone, it doesn't interfere with your case, and you will be using this on the go. I mean, the cord is perfect length for mobile use, and I really like this strain relief. Wish more companies would do a spring like this. It works really well. Just moving on to the aesthetics, I think this is a great looking headphone, like to the point where I basically walk around to be seen in this headphone. That's how cool I think it is. I know that's a personal thing, but I think this is a great looking headphone. In terms of comfort, it's not as good. I typically would wear this for no more than 30 minutes. It has a fair amount of clamp. Some people have made comments about the color being kind of different from in the pictures. In the pictures, it really looks beige, and the comment is often that it looks kind of green, almost like an olive color. I would say that it has a kind of olive color when you're indoors, but in bright sunlight, it does have that same beige colors as you see in the rendering. Moving on though, let's talk about the sound, because when you look at these, I mean, I was expecting the kind of sound that you would get out of those shitty headphones that you get on an airplane, but you put them on and it's a really fun headphone. There's a lot of bass, so it sounds really good with contemporary pop, funk, R&B, hip-hop. I was listening to the Black Panther soundtrack, and that sounded fantastic. It sounded really good. It's got pretty good mids and highs. The imaging is solid, and it does have a pretty wide soundstage. And it would have a wide soundstage because these guys are open. And when I say open, I mean they are completely open. They might as well not even be on your head because you can hear everything around you when you're wearing them. And I think that's its greatest downside. This is kind of a strange combination. On the one hand, they're extremely portable, but on the other, they're completely open. So you hear all the sounds around you, and everyone around you can hear what you're listening to. So I kind of struggled to find a use case for these. When I was out and about, if I was commuting, it just didn't work. You can't wear these on a bus. You're not going to be able to hear your music over it. So you crank up the music, but then everybody can hear your music. So it just doesn't work. If you're at the office, it doesn't work either, because when you're at the office, you're wearing headphones to block out the sound of people talking, and that doesn't work with these. And if you put up your music loud enough, again, they're going to hear you. It might work at the gym, but I don't know. I don't really go to gyms. But again, there's people around you. I remember once I was wearing them just walking on the street, and I got home. And when I got home, I walked in the door and thought, oh, hey, these sound pretty good. But I couldn't tell because when I was walking on the street, the sound of the cars just made it so that I couldn't hear them. And I'm not going to wear them at home because if I'm at home, well, I'm just going to wear a full-size headphone. The only time that I've really found a use for them was one night I went grocery shopping, and it was quite late, and I was walking down an alleyway to get to the grocery store. There was nobody around, and it was perfect because it was quiet, so I heard my music really well, but I was safe in the knowledge that if there was some shady character trying to creep up on me, I would hear him coming because you hear everything in these things. So I guess to wrap things up, they sound great, they're cheap, they look really good, and they're the perfect headphone for walking down a dark alleyway at night. Cheers.